I'm gonna love church girl chats. We're keeping it real. Faith, life, and love. The way that we feel. Laughing, talking, praying too. It's a sisterhood made just for you. We've got wisdom, we've got grace. Walking with Jesus every day. Come on in, don't look back. Welcome to Church Girl Chats. I'm gonna love church girl
Hey everybody,
chats.
it is your
We're
girl Coach
keeping
Cheryl,
it
and this is,
real.
Valerie.
and welcome to, we should sing it together, Church Girl Chat.
No, do it again.
Church Girl
Girl chat.
Chat. Okay,
No, one more time. One more time. Church
Church
girl
Girl Chat.
chat.
Okay, we're gonna work on that and come back now later and give y'all the real rendition.
That could be a blooper.
Right, the blooper reel. No, we're gonna keep this in there and let them see the real thing, the behind the scenes. Welcome, everybody. We are so glad you're here. Y'all know we are in this wonderful series, Self Worth, and we're on our final episode in this series on self worth, episode 4. And we're going to be talking about community over competition. Y'all know they say women, we like to compete instead of complimenting each other. So we're going to be talking about all things how to overcome that, trying to figure out why we do that, where that stems from, and how we can get over that because we are better when what? We're together.
Together.
So we're going to be just talking about that on tonight. So if you have a girlfriend and y'all been talking about this, go ahead and share this with them. And even as you are watching the episode, drop your aha moments in the comments. We really want to hear from you. This is meant to be a conversation and not just a dialogue. I mean, not just a dialogue, but just not a monologue where we're just talking, and you all aren't participating. We want to hear from you too, right?
For sure.
So let us hear from you. So let's jump into this. Um, why do women, or do you think women struggle to celebrate one another
Every day. Every day.
every day?
Every day.
Every single day.
Women, every day.
Every day.
Every single day, women have trouble celebrating one another. And I'm just gonna really be transparent. It used to be a time where, and I'm gonna speak about Facebook because that's usually where we hang out the most, where we supposed to be socializing.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes, you can see somebody and they're doing something really good, and sending you is like, and so you don't like it, you scroll, you don't let them know that you've seen it,
Mm-hmm.
and it's because something in you
Right.
ain't right.
Right.
And so
Absolutely.
you just, be like, "Nah, I ain't even gonna celebrate that with them. It's
So.
good, but it could have been better," you know? And maybe it could have been better. Maybe it was
Mm-hmm.
just a little tad off or something like that, but it was still good. And
Right.
we tend to do that micro aggression kinda thing,
Mm-hmm.
with other women. So, I'm not gonna compliment you, or I'm gonna be petty a little bit. Imma give you a half compliment, but then Imma say something a little off
Yeah. Little
just to
dig.
get up under your skin, just to agitate you, whatever that is. And, I used to, and it was in, like I said, it was in me. It was a
Mm-hmm.
lack of self-confidence in myself.
Right.
It was not the issue with the other person, it was me, but I had to learn, "You jealous.
Mm-hmm.
You know that was good. You know that
Right.
was nice.
Mm-hmm.
You jealous. Get over yourself and
Right.
say something to them, because you want somebody to, affirm you. You
Mm-hmm.
want somebody to support you. You want somebody to patronize you. So, sometimes you just have to know that the issue is with you, and you
Absolutely.
just need to move on, get over it.
Mm-hmm.
And so sometimes I find myself having to force myself to, compliment somebody or say something nice. And then
Mm-hmm.
the more I did it, the more I start sharing somebody else's, product or their page, or saying something nice about them, just saying hello. It might not even necessarily be that I'm giving a compliment. Just saying, "Hey, how you doing? Oh, I
Mm.
love that." Just something makes you feel good about yourself, and
Right.
now you've also made somebody else feel good as well. And so the more you do that, then you start seeing there's nothing wrong with me being able to support somebody else, and
Hmm.
I have to face the facts. The issue was me and not them. So you have to do that sometimes.
Yeah.
But
Right.
women do that every day. We're just catty for no reason at all. We petty for no
Hmm.
reason at all. Um, and once we realize that about ourselves, then we can do better. Because as we said earlier, we're always better together.
Hmm.
What I lack, you may have. What you lack, I may have. And so we have to understand that, I don't quite have it together in this area, but you do. Can you help me with that? And the
Hmm.
person on the other end might say, "You know what? And I like how you do such and such a thing. Let's collaborate." And so it is always incumbent upon us to forget about how we feel,
Hmm.
forget the hangups, and support another woman.
Yeah. That is so true. But I think a lot of times it's hard for people to see themselves. And I think some of it may be depending on how that person was raised, depending on what they had to overcome growing up. Maybe they were raised in homes where they were always told that they would never be anything, they would never be anybody. And so their esteem was at a level where they were never celebrated. So they don't know what it looks like to celebrate somebody else. They don't know what it looks like to see another woman doing really, really good and not be jealous, or not feel like they can do the same thing. So a lot of times, what they would do is talk about it or talk about that person. Or
Mhm.
she thinks she's so cute, or she thinks she's so much. Or well, no,
Mhm.
she doesn't. You do. And
Mhm.
so
Mhm.
we do have to look at ourselves and say, well, Lord, is it me? Am I looking at a woman that has what I want? Or in my mind, and for me, this has been flipped over the last 5 years. When we used to look at people and think they have the life that you want,
Uh-huh.
then we realized there was, what was it, the wizard from the Wizard of Oz?
Perpetrating.
It was, yeah, it was smoke and mirrors.
Yes.
And the life you thought they had, they did not have. The
Right.
people that you were saying couple goals was not couple goals.
Yeah.
And because we have a propensity to look at other people's lives and
Mhm.
glamorize them,
Mhm.
and see only the good, because that's typically what we show other people are the good aspects of us. We don't
Yeah.
pretty much show people, the bad parts of us, or the
Mhm.
part that we are working on, the parts that we don't even like in ourselves, that we are struggling to try to change and to do better and to be better. So I think a lot of
Yeah.
jealousy comes from broken women that
Mhm.
have not learned how to love themselves well, so they can't
Mhm.
love other women well. I don't love me, and if I don't love me, I can't love you correctly. I'm going to
Right.
always find something wrong or something to talk about,
Mhm.
because what I see reflected in you is not what I see in me. And so I'm jealous because I want to be you, or I want to be
Mhm.
like you, or I want to have the things that you have. And because somewhere in me, I don't think I can, that means that I think that I'm not either worth having what you have, doing what you do, living a lifestyle similar to yours, that I got to pull yours down, because I don't think there is room enough for all of us to be successful.
Mhm.
So I think you hit the nail on the head. Well, we just got to look at ourselves and say, well, Lord, if it's me being just, because I found myself, especially in business, I have several business girlfriends, and they are like doing the thing. Like the Lord is blessing and raining down upon them.
Yeah.
And then I would look at my business, be like, well, wait a minute, Jesus. Sister girl over here is struggling, and she is multi-millionaire or a six-figure sister. And I'm like,
Uh-huh.
okay, Sherry, don't be jealous. You don't know what it took for her to get where she is. And you may be looking at chapter 25 in her life when you're on chapter
Mhm.
3, and then you're comparing them, and then you're being jealous of where she is. Or maybe she's on chapter 1 and you on chapter 25, but she's still doing better in that particular
Yeah.
area. So God had to teach me to stop looking at other people's lives and measuring my life from their lives, but just measure where I was last year and where I am now.
Mhm.
Measure where I was 5 years ago and where I am now. Use my own life and my own experience to measure my own growth, and not compare my growth, my journey with somebody else's, because I don't know their journey. I don't
Right.
know what they had to go through. So for me, it was just being honest with myself, and being willing to work on me, and
Mhm.
stop trying to look, and it's a work in progress. Thanks to God.
It is. It's definitely a work in progress.
hmm Yeah, I'm
Definitely.
I'm not there. I Because every day I be like, girl, you stop tripping, stop tripping. You
Mhm.
measuring again.
And
Stop.
sometimes it's hard to not measure, because we see sometimes we can be our own worst critic,
hmm
and and I know I was guilty of that, and what I learned was, when I said, like, I was looking at somebody else and I was jealous, and I realized it was within me, then I started to try to work on that thing, and when I thought, "Okay, I got confidence in one area," then something else showed up, and I was like, "Oh, man." So, basically, starting to build your God confidence,
hmm
is like peeling an onion. When you get one layer off, then there's another one to work on, and then you
hmm
get that layer off, there's another one to work on. So you're always working on yourself, just like the next person is. The person that you think got it all together, they don't.
Right.
They
Right.
don't. They working on their self just like you are.
hmm
And so, that's why it's beneficial to, compliment one another. That's why it's beneficial to support one another, because we all have a weakness. We
Yeah.
all do.
hmm
And like I said previously, your weakness might not be my weakness, and my weakness might not be your weakness, but we have a weakness. We all have a weakness. And so, just know that, just because you can't see my weakness doesn't mean it's not there.
True.
Like for me, um my I was body conscious, and
hmm
once I got comfortable with the body that I'm in, I said,
hmm
this is it, hello, hey,
Right.
hey y'all, I'm here in my body. And
hmm
then I had this thing with my hair. You like my hair started, you know, thinning, and I was like, you know what? It is what it is. I just
Yeah.
got them little fibers and
So
make it
working it
work.
out.
Hey y'all, how y'all doing? But you just have to peel them onions and keep working on yourself no matter what. Because you don't know what the next person is even dealing with.
Right.
So
Yeah, and that's true.
it
And I
is
know.
good.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
That's God has really been working and dealing with me about this concept that we have of getting to this certain place when I get there. And so God has really been
Mhm,
dealing with me. He said, there is no there. That's a fictional place. He said, so I
mhm,
want you to get comfortable not thinking that when this happens, then everything will be okay. Or when this happens, then everything will be okay. Or when I get married, then everything will be okay. When I have the children, or when I have the six
mhm,
figure salary, he said, there will never be a there. He said, I want you to get comfortable in growing. I want you to get comfortable in the journey so that you enjoy
mhm.
the journey so much that that is there. The journey is there. It's not a specific place. He said, because if you always keep looking for this specific place, life is gonna pass you by, and you're gonna be at the end of your life, and you will not have enjoyed any of it. And
Right.
so that's something he's teaching me to do. Stop pushing stuff off till to feel accomplished, to feel successful at a
Mhm,
specific point in time. So you're successful now. He said you have
mhm.
more than you're living abundantly now. So enjoy it, savor it, and live in that moment. And I think when we start living like that, then we will take our eyes off of what everybody else is doing because I'm enjoying my own life so
Mhm.
much. I'm not looking for a position to make me happy. I'm not looking for a man to make me happy. I'm not looking for children to make me happy. I'm not looking for wealth to make me happy. I am happy now. I
Right.
am content now. And so if I am content, then I can push you. Yes, girl, do your thing. Because I'm happy with me. I'm happy with where I am. I'm happy with what I
Yeah.
have. It might not be what you have. It might be way less than what you have, but I'm still happy here because I got peace here, right? Yeah. This peaceful over here.
And it also makes you freer. Once you
Mm-hmm.
realize, you can let all of that stuff go, you become freer to be more genuine and more open to relationships with other women and being able to collaborate and to work with them. So letting go of all of these issues that you have inwardly is only going to open up more doors for you to be able to talk to other people and work with other people outside of your normal comfort zone.
Yeah. And it's also the strange thing about it is it has allowed me to be more vulnerable, and it has
Mhm.
allowed me to ask questions and to let people know I don't know stuff because I used to be prideful and I would if I wouldn't know it, but you wouldn't know I didn't know it.
Yeah, you got to
I,
preserve that self,
yes, I ain't gonna tell them I ain't gonna know. I'm gonna look it up. I'm gonna figure it out.
Right, I gotta go Google that.
Yeah, I'm gonna Google it. But then it just helped me be more vulnerable. Hey, I never heard of that. What's that? How does that work? And
Yeah,
so it's allowed me to glean wisdom from women that know more than I know.
yeah.
And so it's expanding me in ways that I couldn't be expanded by myself, which is why our
Mhm.
topic tonight is that we are better together because they're, like you mentioned earlier, you have wisdom I don't have. And
Right.
if I am always pointing the finger at you, well, she this and she that, and I can't see why, then I never have the benefit of the wisdom
Uh-huh.
God put in you for me. So I never access that. God gave you something for me.
Right.
But if I am jealous of you, if I'm envious of you, then I'll never ask you what you have. And so I'll never be able to benefit from all the gifts that, God has given you. And so that's something we have to learn is that these women that God has placed all these gifts, all these talents, all these skills in is for us.
Right.
And we
It
can't
is.
keep letting the enemy trick us. And that's
Exactly.
it's a trick of the enemy. He's just tricking
It
us
is a
like,
trick.
yeah, if I keep them fighting, then they won't get together and they won't help
Exactly.
each other.
Mhm.
That's what's going on in our whole world is we
Yes,
are
time out for
fighting.
that.
Yeah, we're fighting, fighting, fighting. But if we set aside some of our differences, because some of the differences are large,
Mhm.
but if we set those aside and say, okay, we can't worry about them right now. This
We
is
got one common
preservation.
goal.
Yeah. We gonna worry about that later.
Right.
Right now, we need to come together and get some things done.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think that's just a trick of the enemy um, to make us do that. But before when you talked about being able to look at yourself, what was the initial impetus that allowed you to look inwardly so that you can, get over that spirit of competition so that you could see your sister in a different way?
Well, I was actually, again, on that blue app and, scrolling, and I saw something that I really liked, and the page that it was on, mm, I didn't quite get along with the individual,
Mhm.
and I was I wanted to like it,
Mhm.
and then I was like, "I'm not gonna like it."
Mhm.
Just the mere fact that I liked it and I didn't wanna like it because of the page that
Oh.
it was on.
Mhm.
And, sometimes we'll see something and we say, "Well, Imma keep scrolling and see if it's on somebody else's page, and if it's on somebody else's page I like, then I like it."
Mhm.
Then I knew, "Oh, that's a problem."
Yeah.
That right there is a
Mhm.
problem. And so I said, "Okay, Val, makes no sense at all." And
Mhm.
so then I had to kinda deal with me what is this that is going on that caused me to pause?
Right.
I'm wanting to do, but I'm not doing because there's something inwardly that
Mm-hmm.
is preventing me from being able to do that. And so that was as Oprah would say, that was the aha moment that there was some inner work
Right.
that I needed to do.
Yeah.
And so I used to be very vengeful in my early adulthood.
Mm-hmm.
And if you did something to me, you could believe I was gonna get you back. It might not happen right away, but
Mm-hmm.
I was plotting it out. I was planning out how this gonna work. I'm gonna get you back for what you
Mm-hmm.
did. But I got delivered from that, but
Mm-hmm.
I didn't get delivered from holding things.
Okay.
And
Mm-hmm.
so that wasn't good either.
Mm-hmm.
Because even though I didn't plot anymore, I didn't try to get you back anymore,
Mm-hmm.
I was still thinking about what you did. And
Right.
so that let me know that I still had more
Mm-hmm.
inner work to do because I wasn't vengeful anymore, but Imma hold it
Mm-hmm.
until God, helped me look at myself. And because honestly, it was really hurting me. It wasn't necessarily hurting the other person, it was hurting me, and I
Right.
said hurting me physically,
Mm-hmm.
um, with malady in your body. And
Right.
so I had to say, "Okay, God," and I had to ask God to forgive me, because the
Right.
Bible tells us that if we have an ought with our brothers or our sisters, that we have to get that worked out. We have to ask forgiveness. Now,
Right.
the other person don't even know I'm holding something, so I didn't necessarily go and say, "God," or "Sister so and so, please forgive me for," because they don't know what I'm holding. So I
Right.
just said, "Okay, God, I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Help me to release it and help me to let it go." And
Mm-hmm.
so he did help me work through that, help me to let it go, and then I could be free to be able to see without the mote in my eye.
Right.
You know how the Bible says
Yep.
you talking about somebody else's being when you have a mote in your own eye, so that I could be free of the mote in my eye, so
Mm-hmm.
that I could see that person as God sees them. And
Right.
when I started doing that, it became easier
Okay.
for me to be
Mm-hmm.
able to um, say something to somebody, to compliment someone.
Mm-hmm.
Now, even when I see somebody in person, face to face, they may just be a total stranger, and I try to, just be friendly, talk to
Mm-hmm.
people. If someone says something to me, say something friendly back.
Right.
So God is really doing a work on me, and I'm grateful. I went through a period of time where, um, as most people know, that if you said something to me that was sideways, I was coming back with a response. But
Mm-hmm.
then I went through this period where God kinda had shut my mouth. People would do stuff and say stuff to me, and I was like, I ain't had no words. I couldn't say nothing. I couldn't do nothing. And then I was like, "Well, God, how come I let that go?" But I think it's brought me to where I am right now, to
Mm-hmm.
where I don't have to, be so quick or ready to have an answer to somebody, whether good or bad. And it just made me freer in
Yeah.
my mind, in my spirit, made me happier,
Mm-hmm.
um, more easy to get along with, um,
Mm-hmm.
more easy to see the good in other people.
Right.
So that's how I actually came to that. That was a long answer but it's
It was a good
that's how
answer.
I came to that.
Well, and I think that's gonna help and be a blessing to someone because often that we think that the work will happen quickly.
Mhm.
That we will say, okay, Lord, I want to, or that I see that I have an issue with jealousy or envy, and I really want to build community with my sisters. And we think that just verbalizing that or saying that prayer, that it's going to be quick, but
Mhm.
often it's a process
Right.
um, of peeling back those layers. We talked about the onion in the last episode, y'all. If y'all haven't watched it, go check it out. But peeling back like the initial thing that made me this way in the first place, the
Mhm.
hurt that made me feel like this, and so now I do this and this as a response to that, as a defense mechanism to that. So I'm gonna hurt you before you hurt me.
Mhm.
So we develop all these. responses or defense mechanisms that have grown and expanded over time. And so God has to take us often through a process of pointing that
Mhm.
out and healing of us there. And then we go along and find out, oh, I didn't know that it affected this part right here too. So then he has to take us through the process of healing that part. And so it is almost like an unlearning of bad behaviors, of things that hurt us that we now have turned against other people. And so
Mhm.
if you're listening now and you are silently dealing with jealousy or envy, you haven't said it to anybody else, but you know that it's there. The initial part is going to be a prayer to God. God, heal me this, because I don't want to be jealous of the person that you've called to deliver me. I don't
Right.
want to be envious of the person who has a word in their mouth that's going to set me free or change the trajectory of my family's life. So help me deal with this and help me understand that it may not be overnight. It may be a process that I have to go through to finally get to the point where every woman is not my enemy. Every woman is not, my competition. That we are
Right.
really meant to be community of women that
Mhm.
help each other out, that support one another, that celebrate one another, that esteem one another, that support and uphold us, because we is all we have.
That's true. We all we got.
Yeah, so we got to stick together. We got to, hold each other up and be there for one another. And I think there was one more thing I want to do before we closed out this particular segment. And if y'all have enjoyed this series, y'all let us know in the comments. And I'm going to just do this. Even though we are celebrating other women, I want you to feel comfortable celebrating yourself too.
Mhm.
Because I think that's the only way that you can truly celebrate another woman, is that you feel good about you.
Right.
You feel good about who God has called you to be, even if it's not on some grand scale, but that it is wonderful who He's called you to be. And there's a place in this earth for you, and there's impact that He's called you to have. So, learning how to love you sufficiently and fully, um, all aspects, will help you love another woman. Anyway, anything you want to say before we close out this segment, Val?
Um, Start today.
I love.
Start today. It could be a small gesture. It doesn't have to be big, but small steps will lead you to where you're trying to go. So start small, but start today.
I love that. I love that. So y'all start today, and I'm going to leave you. We've been doing our affirmations and prayers at the end of each episode. So our affirmation is today is, I don't compete. I complete the purpose God assigned to me. I celebrate others freely because I know God's plan for me are still unfolding. And our closing prayer is, Father, thank you for reminding me that your blessings are abundant and unique. Help me to celebrate my sisters in Christ without shrinking back in insecurity. Make me a woman who uplifts, encourages, and celebrates. In Jesus' name, amen. All
Amen.
righty. All right. We love you all with the love of the Lord, and we look forward to seeing you on our next episode. And for this particular series, we had a gift offer that we will ask you to hold on, because that commercial is coming right after this. So be sure to take advantage of it before it poof disappears and goes away. Love you all. See you all next time.
Bye bye.
Hey sis, can I remind you of something today? You are not what the world says you are. You're not your past, your mistakes, your age, or your title. You are who God says you are. And that's what our brand new Church Girl Chats God Esteem Bundle is all about, helping you walk in the truth of your worth and identity in Christ. Inside, you'll get Coach Cheryl's book, God Esteem, a powerful heart-to-heart journey of learning to see yourself through God's eyes, and a soft, beautiful t-shirt designed by Valerie that says, God has big plans for this girl, because he does. He really does. So if you've ever struggled with self-worth, comparison, or feeling like you're not enough, this bundle is your reminder that you are chosen, called, and created with purpose. Grab your God Esteem bundle today, and let's start walking in God Esteem, not self-esteem.
Come on in, don't look back. I'm on a church girl chat. We're keeping it